Hey guys, this is Zlewikk, and welcome back to my EU4 achievements hunter run. So seriously, I'm trying to get all CK4 achievements before EU2 is released. Today I'm gonna play my first serious Castile campaign on YouTube. I once did a video many years ago on opening moves for Castile, but not only out of things changed since then, it also wasn't a full campaign. Even though I have some Spanish achievements like Spain is the Emperor or Forever Golden, I'm still lacking 2 achievements for that country. Imperio Español as well as No Country for Old Tercios. So today I'm gonna start 3-4 episode series with a goal of achieving both of these 2 while going all in with Castile, maybe even forming Roman Empire. Did you know that Ming's Imperial Navy in 1420 had 1.4 thousand ships? That's about 40 times more than it starts in EU4 in 1444. They also had a known explorer that is not really thought about in Europe. His name was Cheng He, who made up to 1433 a big trip to Malacca, to Sri Lanka, to Red Sea, as well as freaking Kilwa. The ships that the Chinese built back then, they're so good that it is believed that if they wanted to, they could easily reach Portugal by that time. Do you know how old Portuguese explorers were at that time? So Bartolomeu Diaz, Vasco da Gama, or even Columbus now from Spain. They were not born. It was a few decades before they were even born. Chinese just never reached far more than Zanzibar because the emperor forbidden that. This is a really interesting fact from sponsor of this video. So wydawnictwo Prześwity, for my Polish viewers, I really do appreciate this sponsorship. It's the best sponsorship I've ever had. That share with me this very known worldwide book, Narodziny i Upadek Mocarstw by Paul Kennedy. This book is pretty much telling you a story of paradox games from 14th century up until modern days, how specific empires, worldwide empires were created and why they fell. So we learn about Ming, we learn about the Ottomans, Russia, the Habsburg monarchy, the British monarchy, and even about today's United States. This is a new edition that they recently released. So, guys from Poland, if you're looking to prepare yourself to play EU5, check the link in the video's description as well as the pinned comment, because there's a lot of interesting facts that I wasn't aware of, like the one about me that I just told you, that is worth learning about and reading. And this is also within the topic because I'm about to build Spanish worldwide empire in EU4. Let's get to this. Castile. It is a really interesting country with great ideas. We start with 15% morale and naval force limit. But it also has its own problems. Main problem are the rulers, which we will handle over time, but we definitely have to start with disinheriting Enrique de la Trastamara. And that is because to get Isabel of Castile, we cannot have an heir. So whenever an heir appears, I will be disinheriting. It also means we have terrible mana generation. You see, we start with mill focus. And I'm gonna actually keep it for a while to change it a bit later to admin. And because of that, I'll be also aiming to get Staff Cost Advisor on level 2. From Diplo, we'll take just whatever is available for us. Definitely trade efficiency is gonna be great, while from Mill, morale of armies is gonna be great. Rivals, it is really unfortunate that Burgundy rivaled us, but we'll want to get rid of it to get the Burgundian inheritance. For now, I'm gonna rival France, I'm gonna rival England, and I will rival Morocco. I'll definitely aim to ally enemies of the Ottomans. So you see, among them there's Austria and Venice. Are they rival to each other? They are not. So we definitely do want to have these two as our allies. We will get there. Because first of all, let's handle the estate. Now, we've got this terrible privilege that is requiring 50 crown to get rid of. We start with 30, which means we cannot take mana at the very start. I'm gonna take it as soon as we take that privilege down. So what I will be aiming to do is to take as few privileges as possible, so when we be expanding, we'll get actual crown instead of losing that. So I'll take only key privileges. From clergy, we'll take the religious diplomats, which is additional diplomatic reputation. From nobility, I'll take increased levies for additional maximum power. From the burghers, we take prestige to regain what we've lost, as well as 1% loans. Very bare minimum. Then I will be able to start building troops with all the manpower that we are having, and try getting a diet for the nobility. I was counting to get the recovery manpower, but it's fine. We'll just look for something else. Yeah, all of these three are absolutely terrible dog shits. Let me go for Deving Diplo. And obviously, let's seize land. We'll also start building up navy, a flagship for sure. That is gonna be a heavy ship for the future fights. The Spanish attributes are not that strong. I will get the flagship cannons as well as trade power and morale. And on top of that, let's just build 2 barracks to get on the force limit. We don't have much manpower, but we've got professionalism. And we want to quickly start using the mercenaries. That's why I'm gonna start slackening recruitment already. And I'm gonna get my troops to Avila. So they'll be in one place. Just make sure to make the ruler general. Terrible, so I'll be using the default general for us. So with the religious diplomats, I should be able to ally Austria. It is really close, so I'll be able to do that soon. I definitely do want to ally Navarra, as we'll be diplomatically subjugating them. How about we also do that with Pope, if only they didn't rival Venice. So instead, let me improve relations with Venice. And you see Austria already wants to ally us. This is great, this is our main enemy against the Ottomans, hopefully Venice as well. With the ships that I'm having, it is very important to send the trade ships to protect trade in Sevilla, but these guys, they need to hunt pirates in the same node, so you don't get raided by Morocco, Tlemcen and Tunis. Well, Burgundy lifted us as the rival immediately. I think they're just too strong for us with all the subjects. Great news, because that means I can actually go ahead and ally them and get the real marriage, which if we're gonna be the strongest of the allies, we might get the Burgundian inheritance. Oh, this is a very lucky event. Sale of titles, this doesn't matter. It's stability. Does that help with that? Nope, but it's gonna be of huge help, guys. Trust me. So the month tick, the infants of Aragon started loading. I don't think you can stop it. And in 10 months, the disaster will start. Let me just make sure that I find a staff cost advisor. How about we just get rid of this too? You see, Morocco is raiding us. To be honest, they raided Murcia, which is in Sevilla.
Oh no! Anyway,
but their quality of raiding is minus 99%. So, you see, they barely touched this province. Well, I had a positive event, it's time for something negative. Minus 15 tax for 5 years, minus 20% maximum power, or 2 unrest. Let's go for the unrest. The disaster will start in September 1445. And this, what you see here, usually lies, like where the rebels are spawning. You see that's gonna be around 30,000, 30-ish thousand, and you're gonna lose stability. That's why I needed that stamp cost guy. Now, let me send troops to deal with these rebels immediately, because you want to end the disaster ASAP. Otherwise, there's a high chance you'll get negative events from the disaster, like losing stability, like I'm doing from this event, more rebels, might all happen. I'm not gonna say scan this, I'll just take that -1 stab and boost it back to 0, because that's what we need to end the disaster, on top of reoccupying the provinces, what I'm doing right now. So as soon as I reoccupy, oh, Army Desert is also pretty good. That's an event for discipline and morale. definitely take it. But yeah, now that it ends, I will get legitimacy, crown land 5% and manpower. And it is very important for you to slacken when you click that event, because that is increasing the amount of manpower you're getting by around 8,000. So let me click it and then stop slackening the manpower. Now I can get back to my provinces and build up additional 1,000 of the troops, as well as a ship. I should have, oh no, the ship is still building, as I'll be aiming to get this mission that gives me claims on Andalusia. I think now I can stop focusing mill. I'm gonna actually play no focus, as I need more admin mana, but I needed that early boost on my military mana to be able to take Tech 4 to find a big nation a bit later. You see, with all of these things that we're doing, we got crowned up to 40, so we just need 10 more %. I didn't show you that, but unfortunately Navarra got an event to become a PO of Aragon, so we didn't manage to vassalize them. I will at least ally Aragon instead. With my free diplomat, I'll start building favors on Austria. I can't believe it. It wants to make myself save scan this, because this is the most lucky event you can get early on as Castile. You know why? Because it's not only good heir, it's also a girl. Which means once she becomes a woman, I'll be able to get from the throne, which from 1450 will be making me very likely to get the Iberian Wedding, which I'll also get by getting Isabel de Castile, right? Which you can also get after 1450. This is just making it faster and more lucky. And it's even Isabel, or historical, guys. So now we just wait 2 years, and then I'm gonna abdicate our ruler. That of course also triggers the Castilian Civil War disaster, which will fire after I get Isabel on the throne. So the flagship is built, but I may force him to increase in the meantime. So what I think I could do is finding a province of a bad trade good and bad terrain, and increase the autonomy there to bring down our force limit. So I can go ahead and get that mission. So additional morale. Definitely my morale is super crazy good now. It's 3.6, right? If you compare it to, let's say, the Ottomans, they have 2.9. So if I go to fight them, I am prepared on that level. Anyway, I can boost stability to 1, which gets me which gives me this mission. And most importantly, it's stab cost, which is gonna be helpful for the NOCP wars, and stats for the ruler. So I could wait to get the new ruler on the throne, but you see, she's 566 anyway. So it doesn't really matter for us, except it gives mana. So we'll not click it until we get the new ruler. You know, this moment, I would ideally go and attack Byzantium. But you see, why usually Ottomans attack Byzantium around 1449, as the usual, they are already at war. Which means, because they were at war with Poland, which means I'll let Ottomans kill it and will not care about Byzantium for now. That will be my normal opening to just deal with the Ottomans easier, but we can also go the classic way, all the way here to the Ottomans and destroy them anyway by 1500. Here goes alliance with Venice. You see, I'm building this network of alliances to deal with the Ottomans anyway, sooner than later. Even if it doesn't count mostly being Byzantium. My truce with Granada already ended, but I'm just waiting to get enough favors on Aragon to call them in. There's absolutely no rush of it, especially that it's worth for me to wait for Isabel to turn 15. Although it's tempting to take over as Granada. It is very tempting. When are you turning 15, Isabel? Yes. Heir is terrible. I'll have to get rid of him once I get stability one day better. I definitely have to boost stability back to 1 to be able to take this, which is not only 6 admin for Queen Isabel, but also 100 diplo and 100 mil points. Now with this done, I can go ahead and try taking over Granada from the rebels. We take a general and let's have some fun. So Mr. Granada, let's declare war. I may be able to call Aragon once I get the 10 favors. There's just no rush. Let's go ahead with this and this, guys. Let's also get this navy to help the others. I can also destroy the navy, and my flagship is gonna help with that for sure. I don't like see any risk of losing that. And it's 49% of the siege now. Let's just make sure to not, yes, get too much of attrition here. Same as this province. Just enough to slowly siege it down. And the blockade is gonna be even faster. I actually have enough ships to even breach walls. And with that mana that I just got from the new ruler, I can do that. I also don't have to pay for this 2 force. There's no way they're gonna get here. Although the disaster is about to load, so you know what? Let's not risk that and keep this force on. With 10 favors, I should be able to call these guys here. Yes? Come and help. While in May, there goes the Castilian Civil War. Goodbye my stability again. But as said, this is really cheap now. So the 2 options, get support from Portugal or support the Aragonese candidate. Ah, that is changing the errors. I mean, both of these 2 are trash. And I could get Isabella of Castile as my heir, right? Or she's not gonna appear because I already have a female ruler. We'll see in a second. Let's just deal with these rebels. Oh yeah, I got Isabella de Castile. And that's an heir. But honestly, she's great. But I have a great role that I want to keep forever. So let me just take 300 mana instead. And a cheaper advisor just to have a better mana generation. And to finish it, I just have to get rid of these rebels and reoccupy Burgos. That's unfortunate they own the fort. At least I can take Miltech, which is innovativeness. As Castile, innovativeness. Well, yeah, there'll be also negative events like French involvement in Madrid to make sure to get troops there to fight with them. And the Merino Wool, which takes 4 of our crown land. Very unfortunate if you want to hit this 250. Whoa. Are the Ottomans actually fighting? Oh, Albania, obviously. So they fight with Venice, but does Venice have chance? I don't think so. They're gonna get their ass wiped. I could nosy Epirus though, to get my foothold here in the Balkans. I will do that, especially that Ottomans are busy. I just need to finish off Granada. And then of the Castile Civil War, I probably don't have to boost stability to 1. Or does it require 1 stability? Might have required 1 stability, but there it is. The end of the Castilian Civil War, which is the reinforced royal authority mission that gives death costs, monthly autonomy change in monthly uniform progress. Nobility loyalty equity will be crucial here to get rid of that privilege that I mentioned to you. And that is for 20 years. I should be able to do that in the next 20 years, so let me click it. Because the death cost, I'll be using that to def my gold mine. Let's see how this plays out, but we might actually even get Epirus why Ottomans will be still at war. Let's just go ahead and declare on them. Which is almost the whole Byzantium strategy, but Byzantium will be much more powerful. But all the events that we got, they are much more worth it than getting Byzantium early on. Even if it means that the Ottomans are gonna get strong. But they have no manpower now, I have to use that. Oh, the Ottomans are also in the war with the Timurids, but I don't think they're doing much there. Anyway, let me piece out Morocco. Do I want money?
Hello, I like money.
How much of a truce it's gonna be? 7 years. I actually don't want money.
Impossible.
I want a shorter truce. And let's fully annex Granada. Can I just concentrate the death here? Please do. And let me take the core ring. Burgundy declared on England and called me in. Which gets them into war with Portugal that I'll have to fight. Portugal on Tech 3, so I'm not afraid, but before we join, could I just ask to give me Ceuta? Could try getting that into that war. Let me just first vassalize Epirus. Did they get declared by anyone? No. Okay. The only issue with them calling me in is that I'll be busy. So not be able to send my whole army to deal with the Ottomans. Should be the ideal solution for us to help out Venetians here. You know what's the best part? England is landing with all the troops in my country. Not in Burgundy. But at least I can take military access from France to just ask Burgundy, hey, I'm over here, I need your help. The great British Navy tried defeating mine, but obviously that's impossible.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
The Ottomans are at war with the Timurids, Venice, and Karakorum Great Order. This is the best moment to strike while I'm busy here at home. Anyway, reclaim Andalusia gives me Fate of the Kingdom of Granada, where for a bit of a cost of stability I can convert it or to Catholic. Which is definitely something we want to do, especially that we have plenty of admin mana. Did I say something about having higher morale than Ottomans? Yeah, it's mainly the prestige problem. And there it goes, the Iberian Wedding. 1452 is a really good time, but the meantime time is really fast if they are not in a regency, which is the case here. Silly, to say the nicety. Let's go ahead and take it. That also makes me take over the Union over Navarra. So I should make sure to get the strong duchies, and I'll take it, just so it doesn't hurt my relations. But yeah, now Aragon can definitely help dealing with Portugal, and I can soon prepare for the Ottomans. La Mancha Deving, let's go. 1, 2, 3 def clicks, so it right now makes 4 ducats from production, which is not making my balance positive now because I'm paying for the army a lot. And advisors, but look at my mana generation. Couldn't be too lucky, a common side. But one day I'll take Tech 4, I promise. You know, now with Aragon claimed, I could go and just PO Portugal, but obviously I can't do that because I'm at war with them already, so I'll do that later. But I go PO over Naples, a CB. Since Pope will not join, let me declare that already. I don't know why, but Burgundy refuses to peace out Portugal, so I can just do it myself. By a peace deal with England, just take Ceuta. Okay. That's also short truce, just 7 years. Get me out of this war. Hope Burgundy will not mind. Yeah, they mind a bit, but I don't need their help with any wars. So just turn favors into trust to fix it. These guys try to cross. I might have made a mistake by not taking my navy here, but I'll be just on time to block them and not let them cross. And I can get extra war score by letting them cross again and stopping them from crossing. Okay, now that they have an army, there's a quick carpet siege, get in the capital and peace out. In the meantime, second privilege. This is a big bait because it's increasing nobility influence. You need low influence to get rid of the prestige, to get rid of the privilege. That's why I know I'm gonna go for the tax meta, because it's also decreasing influence of the nobility. This is gonna help a lot. It's gonna decrease to 70%, which is still high, but it's good for us. There it is, that's also a good boost to our money. A bit of AE, but it doesn't matter in the end. Which means that we already have 1, 2, 3 personal unions as well as a standard subject. That gives us descent into Italy mission, which is naval maintenance and galley compatibility, as well as plenty of perma claims around here that for now I would not be using. Look at that AE. We need to decrease it before the war with Portugal. So in the meantime, just gonna deal with these guys here. How about we also change the advisor for improved relations? We have 49 of power projection. Why everyone rivals us? Even Muscovy. Let's rival the Ottomans. So it's naturally gonna go over 50. To increase that income from gold, let me take a local organization. There's a huge choice for Spain. 2 that would work here is either something diplomatic, as that's gonna increase the development of Diplo by 1 here, but it's not as worth as goods price modifier, 10%. It's gonna give me also a bit more of tax income here. So I was slowly increasing the total income. Part of that increasing, what's this guy's army, is getting rid of the calf. Let me do that already. Obviously we'll have to increase the amount of infantry over time, but that's already a huge boost. A reminder, when you PU someone, you have to make sure that you improve relations to positive. Because if your ruler dies, unlikely right now for us, but if the ruler dies and relations negative, you lose the personal union. Oh no, we got excommunicated by Pope! What now? That's another thing, I should have made the relation positive. But there's an easy fix, you just go to papacy and you
pay you $100 to fuck off.
It hurts a bit our economy, but that's gonna end the excommunication immediately. Let's maybe go ahead and improve these relations to positive. War of Morocco should be real easy. Especially that I'll be having all of my subjects on our side. So that's almost 60,000 troops. Did I mention that we are great power number 2? God damn we are. Since I got my relations with Pope to 150, plus I have 64 of the papal influence, I can go ahead and click the Holy See Politics. That gives me an additional cardinal and a development of every province of cardinal. So there's 2. 3 if we count Cadiz. Not bad. This is what I'm taking from Morocco. Definitely let's make sure to concentrate development. So we need to get Toledo to 30 to start the golden era. And we'll dev it anyway, even if this guy is disloyal, because we want to get Caroland to 50. Seasland is coming in next month. Let's just first go ahead and take the Continue Reconquista, which is missionary strength, morale, papal influence from cardinals. So my papal influence is right now increasing 5 every year. This guy's invested too much, I'm not gonna try fighting them. But instead I will go for the Honor Improve Relations bonus. And convert Iberia, gives me to answer the true faith and loyalty to clergy. Now let's go and develop Toledo to 30. See, this is 34.1. Wait a month tick. Holy War against the Ottomans. Let's start the golden era. And now I think I'll def La Mancha. 44.4. 44.8. Maybe just something cheap around here. 45. Then this is land. And I can get rid of this privilege now. And then 50 crown. The other half is owned by the nobility. We can go and take the power points now. And some other nice privilege like additional tax from here, supremacy from here, and simply high loyalty from here. So now my mana generation, my friends, is 13, 12, 12. Since I have a few loans, I could also take from the burghers the privilege to promote the bookkeeping, which is interest per annum. More once they increase the loyalty, obviously now it's not much, but that's gonna be definitely of use. Should get this to 20 as well. How about we dev it one more time? Since I got finally some prestige, it's time to get rid of it. So I'll start with scornfully insulting my rival to get PP, and then disinheriting heir to get someone better. It's time for a PO over Portugal. They lost their alliance with England, so let's have some fun. In the meantime, I can take Tech 5, but I'm not rushing it because I'm looking to embrace the institution first. Thinners of wrong papacy bonus. Yeah, so it doesn't spread in the cardinal provinces. You know what, let's take that technology. And I have a few choices I'm thinking about, but having in mind I just PU'd to the guys that I wanted to PU, I will go for the diplomatic ideas. A strategic marriage. It's actually not that bad because it is a Habsburg heir, but he's just 1 for 2, so that's tragic. See, nobody cares, and I'm gonna regain prestige for that war. So if you take a look at our diplomatic map mode, like players map mode now, this is just beautiful. This is our diplomatic map mode. I'm just a bit over my relations limit, which means I'll have probably to get rid of the Venice alliance. First, I need to use them in a war against the Ottomans. And for that, I'll definitely wait for... Actually, I shouldn't wait for Tech 6, because they will take Tech 6 before my allies. So now we can get Austria easily into that war. And Venice still has a truce with them until 7 years. That makes you Venice absolutely useless. Which means we're dissolving that alliance. Bye-bye. The cover Portugal mission is stability. Full production in their provinces. As well as some prestige. Now the next step. Scrum of Austria. We need to get a bit more of armies, and that's gonna be restoration of Sibi on them. See, Europe wouldn't like that much. That's why I'll take a while with that and might just deal with the Ottomans first. They allied Bohemia. And Transoxiana. But Bohemia will not help them if I declare a holy war. So the Ottomans have 35,000. I have similar amount. Let's think about the strategy here. How about we start with repaying the 1% loans and taking them again just of a higher size. So now we're down to 6 loans, much less interest. And let's build a few additional 1,000 of troops. Just while preparing for that war with the Ottomans, I can quickly go and handle Tlemcen. Honestly, I could just... Hey, you guys, you go on siege, I go AFK. First bonus in this age is absolutely the justified wars for the AE impact. 42 income already, which gives us 10 balance, even with good advisors and a lot of forts. Which I should start working on, like removing the Ceuta fort and keeping only the Fez one. Later on, or even more, I'll probably remove the Toledo fort already as well, because I have allies everywhere. Here, I could stay these provinces, but it's actually not war for us, because this is a different subcontinent widening Sevilla trade node, which means if I add these provinces to a trade company, and I'm gonna add this whole state, this is gonna impact the goods price modifier in the whole node. Not much for now, because I need to invest. I need to invest into that trade center and into that harbor here. That's why I added this whole state to a trade company, as this improvement is gonna help a lot. So short term is not that much, it's very little, but I'm gonna increase that a lot. So there goes full annexation of Tlemcen. I was thinking about feeding Aragon with these provinces a bit, but they're poor. And remember, we can feed Aragon with 14 more provinces. I'll feed them with Italian provinces. Let's leave them for now. This is really good borders. And let's prepare for that war against the Ottomans. Not deleting the forts immediately. I'm gonna let this fort get rid of most of devastation and then remove one of these two. Or even maybe both, we'll see. My casus belli on the Ottomans is ending soon. To be exact, it is ending in March next year. And I'm also about to take Tech 6. I'm gonna attack them with a Tech 6 at... What? They have a goddamn Tech 6 already. They're gonna destroy my allies. At least Austria got PU over Hungary. Now I have to take Tech 6 before attacking them. What I'll also make sure I'll do is take this and start annexing Epirus before the war, because I don't have relations limit to release Byzantium here. Finally having some money, so how about we use that to get a trade center up. Can go ahead and declare the war. Again, Holy War, to avoid Bohemia joining. Call in Austria. Look, technically on our side, there's 164,000 troops. They have about 50,000. Keep in mind, Austria and Hungary, they are Tech 4, not even 6, they are Tech 4. So Actually, it would have been a massive mistake to invite them into that war, because it means they're gonna lose millions of war score on the Holy War Casus Belli. And I'll probably regret that. But on the other hand, I'll let Ottomans focus on them while I'll be taking over the force here. Let's see if we can beat them on the navy. Morale-wise, we are better. They don't have a flagship. They have less? Should have less heavy ships than us. But the general is much better. 6-2 versus 1-1. That's making a difference. But let's see at the status of their ships. These two are about to die. Yeah, I might be better off just running away from it. Especially that the flagship is in a bad position. Just want to take over this province. And let's run away to it. These guys are joining the coalition. But I'm not too worried about it. Now that they have a lot of admin mana saved. And I will not be spending much of conquest. For a while at least. I can start making local organizations for local tax modifier. And province government cost. Super useful. There's also one tax development for every single province. So if I do it in a few states, we'll see that my economy will be booming farther, hitting 52 ducats. Oh no, so it begun. First stack wipe on Hungarians. But let's see if I can get a stack wipe on Transluxiana troops. I think I'm sure I can, yeah. Like 6. Difference is huge. Also over here I can get a merchant by adding these 2 trade centers to trade company. Actually this is just one province they have from this state. Plus Tlemcen. See, once I improve these trade centers I will get an actual merchant. Second bonus from the Holy See is gonna be construction costs and even more tax. We're already earning 22 ducats from tax. To get even more tax, in tier 3 guarantee form I'm gonna take regional councils, which in Age of Discovery gives me 50% tax modifier and reduce state maintenance. So instead of 22.5 of tax income, we are at 30, so our total income is 62. Let's say goodnight to the Ottomans navy. I don't think much will be left of it after this war. I'm quite rich when I'm talking about their navy. Quite ritual. 6 ships left. Oh, Mr. Ottoman. 3.5 morale. I have 5.1. So, from the Ottomans I'm taking all of these provinces, where I will lose Byzantium, as well as Bulgaria, plus money war reparations. Now, let's also make sure to break that alliance with Austria, as we're gonna PU them in 5 years. And remember, when we PU Austria, we also get PU over Hungary. I just have to make sure that my AE drops in Europe, which is fine. Just make sure to do 3 things here. Start annexing Epirus. And release Bulgaria, as well as Byzantium. These guys have courts all over here, these guys have courts all over here, so that's my goal for the next war with the Ottomans for sure. They are guaranteeing independence of Ragusa. If I only had a claim on these guys, I could shorten this truce, but I don't have claims. Let's just go and start annexing this. Since I still have plenty of admin mana, let me just use it to reduce inflation. There's no need to sit on high. That improved relations is gonna be of huge help. We'll keep increasing that. So our AE is right now dropping 3 yearly. Let's keep cleaning borders. War with Tunis is imminent. And while fighting them, can I take these 2 guys as co-belligerents? Yes, with absolutely no extra cost. And again, I could just sit back, let my subjects do the job, but I will speed this up with my own armies. This is my second army, that's nothing here. We'll just drill it. Especially that we need 15 of professionals for the armies of Iberia mission. You know what's funny thing? English ruler is 45 years old, so I could get my dynasty there easily, because we are no longer a rival for them. How about we send them a royal marriage? Obviously that will cost us some diplo points a month, but it might be worth it. I definitely have to break this with Austria, but I might just wait to finish the ideas, because then it's not gonna cost me stability. There goes the institution. I could take tech 7 on Milson, but obviously there's absolutely no sense in that. So instead, how about we go and develop some of our provinces a bit, just to increase Crownland, just a bit more to get it to 30. Gold event for Tafilalt for 100 years. Very nice. Obviously it's not stated yet because I just took it over, but that's gonna be a massive amount of income. Warriors do not read books, admin tech cost, so how about we just take the technology before clicking it. Since I'll be having so many churches, we go to clergy and take development of the temples and change church sanctuaries as well. Church sanctuaries as well as development of the temples. Development of the temples gives me 5% death cost in a province of a church, and church sanctuaries gives me free papal points for every church built, and I'm building a few of them. Oh, and Burgundian succession just happened. Isn't this lovely? Yet another pew in our packet. And remember, we still have 2 to go. There's still Austria and Hungary can get easily. This gives us, like, unquestioned #1 great powers on the list. So I think I'm gonna finish this campaign after that war with Tunis. Since I'm ahead in the middle deck, how about we do that? Still terrible relials, but a bit better than what we had. That should give me a mission for that. I just need to build more ships and armies. So how about we start rebuilding a few of galleys. And you know, that Bulgarian succession wasn't really lucky. With my strength and the fact that we are having a royal marriage with them, I was almost sure that we will get that. The question was when. 1473 is not really fast. It's quite late actually. Another bonus from the papacy. I'm slowly running out of stuff to take here, honestly. Let's take... That's useless. Could start investing into the next poll to get the AE impact and advisor cost. He is 66. Let's wait for him to die. But yeah, from Tunis I'm taking all of this. And the Emperor demands for the low countries. I'll get truce with Austria, so that's gonna make it a bit slower. To get that PU. So you know what, guys? Let's finish this episode here. I think we are doing really good, especially that this guy's conquered these lands. That's our players map mode, and I'm just getting started. This campaign will show you how the fuck powerful Castile into Spain is in EU4. It's one of the most OP countries of its mission tree. If you want to see the next videos, let me know by liking this video and obviously subscribing to the channel. Only half of you are subscribing now. And fellow Poles, make sure to check the pinned comment to take a look at that book and order it from Wydawnictwo Prześwity.